Welcome to TradingLounge and the Bitcoin Ethereum report for Friday, July the 30th, and starting on Bitcoin with the weekly chart here, just to point out the obvious that we're seeing increased volume in this week's bar, which is nice to the upside, and stochastics is also starting to trigger in on that low here as well. So indicators and volume and all those sorts of things are giving that bullish signal, so we know that it's bullish. Let's just cruise in and take a closer look at all of this. This particular count here has got wave 3 over here with an A and a B and a C wave for wave 4. It's possible, but as I mentioned before, if we just go to the 2-day count, 1-day count here, that's where that count is coming from. We're on the daily chart now. The thing about this is that the reality is that we could also have a top in up here as well. So if we take the top and the bottom here and look at the 50-60% retracement level, so what we could say is that that if the 50,000 became the support, if we got a classic trading levels pattern sitting on that level there, so on the 50,000 we see something like this, where we've got the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC correction, then support over here, because this is where it would fail on this retest and move back down from that point. So, but if we do get that support over here, then we'll be bullish from that point. And if we're bullish from that point, we just naturally look up to the next level, because this whole correction here is really about the 50. It's found in terms of major levels. We've got 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 and 80,000, and then we've got the medium levels in here. So this is really a correction across the 50 that's come down and checked the 30. And if it's going to be, if this count is correct with wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C over here, then we're going to find support on this level here, and then we're going to go up, and the next level will be 80 at that point. So the other count here is that we take it from the top area through here, as you know, and we're just looking at it like this. So in both cases, we're looking for a move to the 50,000, but in this case, it doesn't find support on the 50. So I don't know which count is correct. I'd probably put a bit more weight on this one, but it's not the first time I've been wrong, so I need to be mindful of my weaknesses. And like I said, the only way I can really handle it is by looking to see if we get that classic trading levels pattern at the 50 here. The other way that we could look at it too is to have a look at, well, we should be able to understand the wave count by the time it gets there. So that's also going to be helpful, and will probably give us you know, a bit of a go on that, a bit of a I just also want to have a look at, yeah, as I noted yesterday, this is Polkadot here, and that's the top here. With Polkadot, we can also count it down as corrective as well, which I think is interesting. So we've got wave 1 and 2 here, 3, 4 and 5 here for the A wave, ABC for the B wave, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave C here. So that's corrective. Now what could still happen though is we could still have 3 waves up here as a B wave. So we could, because that's in 3 waves, we could just go straight up and not come back and take that high out, or we could have a B wave here, and then we would also be looking to have a C wave over here again for that, and then up. So it's not totally, it doesn't totally solve the problem that we're going to be going higher in this particular leg, but it does solve the problem that this is corrective and we will be making a new high above here. So that's the exciting thing. So when, I mean, you probably don't think that's very helpful, but it actually is, because, you know, if you're a hodler and you're buying here, then yes, it can come back down to the wave C again here, but at least you know when it does come down, it's just part of this whole corrective leg here of an ABC. This is not 5 waves down here. If it was 5 waves down here, then we'd be in a bear market at that point. We could be in a bear market. You know, we could just be the A wave. So yeah, it's not over just yet. We may just come back to the 4th wave here and then drop back down here as a 5th wave here. So we'll keep an eye on it. So it could be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, but I doubt it, because as wave 3 coming down here, we're already overlapping wave 1 here, if that was going to be the case. So I think this is really exciting news for the crypto market, because it tells us that, well, we can go straight up from that point, or we're going to go on ABC and we're going to come back into this point. But what it does do, though, it tells me that it's not going back to, 1 cent, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? Because we've got that corrective pattern here in 3 waves. So it's pretty exciting news. The more that you think about it, the more bullish it is for the market. So it is possible for the markets to just continue to cruise up through here. But yeah, one step at a time. So our focus is in here. So let's go in and have a look. So I think we've been working on this intraday chart here for the next step to the inside here. And yeah, not a lot of change. So this is where we are. We're looking at wave A here and possibly wave B up here, or more of a bullish count. In this case here, we've got an ABC for the A wave and ABC for the B wave here. Hasn't taken out the low here, so that's all debut. So when we got here, we got our first little impulse wave here. We knew that we were going to go higher. I didn't know we were going to go that quick. But the wave count here is fantastic. It's just perfect. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we've got wave 5 here. I don't know if that top's in play yet. We'll just have a bit of a look at that in a moment. I'll just leave it where it is. The Ethereum, see how we've got this long 3rd wave here? Ethereum doesn't have that. It's much sort of shorter with Ethereum. And the crypto market here, the top 10. So I can look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here as well. So this can also be a C wave and finished here as well for this. This is the top 10 markets. But what I want to point out here is that we'd counted down here for the low, and we got the bounces 1 and 2, and all that's 3 and 4 here. So we haven't moved up here for that wave 5 yet. And this is probably more of a reflection of Ethereum at this point. So we need to come up here to finish that 5 wave structure, because this is well, I'll label that a bit better later. But yeah, we need to come up here for that wave A. And it could be a wave 1 up there as well, but I'm always conservative first, and then we can get high on ourselves later. But we need to see some sort of correction here. How far will it pull back? Well, technically it should pull back 50 or 60%, but sometimes it could be shorter than that. They like to stick to numbers sometimes, so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, so let's see. We don't have 5 waves up here yet for Ethereum. In fact, let's just bring Ethereum up here and look at that while we're comparing apples to apples. So from the low here, we've got wave 1 and 2 here. And then if you take a closer look, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and we've just been waiting for this. I don't know. It's just been doing time here, but this is an accumulation process. So this will pop quite quickly here because it's a distribution process occurring now. So that's all heading up there. Just took a little weird while, so we'll look at that as we don't need wave C there now, because I can see that. So yeah, we should be seeing some sort of classic trading levels pattern across this level, across the 40 there. So the arrival, we've had the arrival, the reaction. We're looking for the first high above the level, and then we'll get the ABC pattern, and then we'll go. So if you're looking to go long, it's over here or down here, depending on what type of trader you are. So yeah, we still need to see this side of it over here, and it might just come back to this wave 4 here and move off, you know, rather than the 50-60% retracement level from way down here. I'll just take it up to 2600 there, but that would leave that, oh well, pretty much down here anyway, somewhere down there. But yeah, so we'll get to that when we get to that. But if you thinking about hodling and all those sorts of things, well, sure, you can buy now, but yeah, otherwise we just have to wait for this here, and we can build in all over this side. The thing is here, because we got 5 waves here, we'll get another 5 waves over here for this. Just opening up the 4-hour chart here. So it is possible for Ethereum, by the way, to come down here as well as wave 3 to here, as 1 and 2 and 3 to here, and 4 to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to have wave 5 here. So it's possible to have all of this down here as 5 waves. The other way to count this is have it as wave A down here, and ABC for wave B here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave C here, done and dusted and move, ready to make new highs. But the same thing applies here as well. We've got our 50-60% retracement level. So I can't call a bullish market in until we've got support on top of the 50 here. Sorry, on top of the 3000, the 50% retracement level. So yeah, we still need to be careful though. I mean, even once we get, we're counting 5 waves up here, we know that we need to get a little bit more to come in up through to here for this. We have to be, I mean, that's in 5 waves, so I don't see any, if that was in 3 waves, then I'd probably have a problem with this, because I'd probably think, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. But we've got 5 waves here. So yeah, I don't see a problem. So we'll just stay on track here with this. So an A wave here, the B wave, this B wave here is where we don't want to be buying any more here until we get the setup here. Okay. You'll just have to be a bit patient. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying that if you bought in this run coming up here, and you bought on the level here, well, we're only going to come back anyway. So yeah, just be a little bit patient. I'll just take that to 26, but if it goes any higher, 26.50 would be the number to look for. And then we do need to see some sort of ABC pattern here. So this will be the buy over here. All of this side here we can buy, all across this side. So that's Ethereum, and yeah, so we need to end up at, we'll probably be up there on the weekend at this medium level here, 2,500. 2,600 area. That's where we'll be heading to. So it'll all be sort of positive, but you definitely see some type of correction across this level here. So back to Bitcoin for a moment. I just want to drill in a bit further with this. I want to go to the 1 hour chart here. I just want to have because Bitcoin's leading at the moment. If Ethereum was in front, would have made new highs, I would be spending a bit more time on that, on its wave count. I have to go with the leader. So I can see Bitcoin's making that high there, because this move here was all about Bitcoin, really, wasn't it? I mean, it's good for the whole industry, of course, and the miners and everybody else basically follows Bitcoin, because the hash rate will come from the interest out of Bitcoin and so on. So 1 hour here. Let's just clean this up a little bit. Didn't mean to take out that level. We're treating this 40,000 here as a medium level, and then we've got group 1 here. So group 1 is, didn't mean to put that on 100, but yeah, 41,000 it should be on, 42,000, 40, that's all of group 1 there. Okay, so let's just get that happening correctly. 41, 1, 2, 3. Oops, that didn't do the job. 41. Okay, that's better. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't think we've got a top in here yet. I've got this take profit here from these orders here. That's if you wanted to get out. Do you know what I mean? Because it's possible that it probably looks like wave 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and this wave 4 normally travels sideways and a bit sort of ugly. So but that's quite a long sideways pattern really compared to wave 2 here. So yeah, I just think I want to have a look at that on the tick chart actually. I mean, it's possible that we've got this already in here for this, but why is that traveling sideways? So that doesn't make sense to me. So this is my tick chart here. So just picking it up from wave 3 here to wave 4 here, and then we've been counting 5 waves up here. We've moved above the 61.8%, so we don't need that. We've been counting up here. Is that finished? It's just weird that that's like that. I mean, this move here is in 3 waves, so it's corrective. So do I have to bring that over here? What I can say to you though is that, you know, we can go long above this one here. I just want to see if that fades down through here, but it's difficult because this one here is in 3 waves, so that means that we need to be taking out this top here. An A wave, an A, B, C for the B wave, and down for the C wave here. So that means that it's possible for wave 4 to be over here, and then wave 5 over here for that, giving us our first high above the level. So that would have to put this one here. I'll need to double check that, all of this. I need to check that. That's going to take a little bit of work. So I've made a mistake somewhere, but this is corrective. So we should be popping up here. We should pop up here somewhere and then have this here. So we'll just have to be a bit careful about that. And what the other point here too, I guess, is that could I have made a mistake? Or what else could happen basically in terms of tactics? So let's just go back to the hourly chart for a moment. So let's call all of that wave 3 there, shall we? And we'll just bring this. I mean, the thing is, this is too small to put wave B here. You know, that's the problem with that. So I'm just going to go here. That's quite a big accumulation there. So I'm just going to put that up here a little bit higher. Obviously, you can't go long from that point, but because I'm still making the video. But yeah, this move here is corrective, so we should be making a new high here. So that's going to move up here further. I'm just wondering if we're going to get some sort of further extension in all of this. You know what I mean? We don't pull back here just yet for this. How far did that wave 4 pull back there? Could that be a wave 1 and 2 there? No, 38 still above the 50, so that's going to be right. Okay, I think I still just need to go with that for a bit. So I think we're going to be sort of looking like this. I don't think it's going to be big. It's just going to be something like that. Even though that the wave, I mean, we need to be mindful that we can come back to this point here because of stops, but I think that we're going to be doing something like that. And of course, let's just assume for a moment this, you know, we get our 5 waves here, then we get our ABC pattern here. So we can go long across here. Because we've got 5 waves here, it means we can also buy any pullback as well here. So if you're a trend trader and just spreading things out a little bit. And over here, we really want to be long over here, of course, and we want to build in through group 1 over here. So this is because you need all your trades in at the beginning of the trend. And if we're thinking of going from 40 to 50 here, then we want our long, I mean, we've got these long trades here. So if you're hodling or trend trading, you just keep these in here. But if you're, you know, if you're just a very short-term trader, then, you know, a button pusher, then you want to be, you know, you want to be out at that, you know, at this point. Well, you'd get out at 40 really. You know, when you get to the number, get to the level, that's the idea, you know. But yes, anyway, so that's going to pop up there. Let's just see what sort of pullback we get here. I mean, the weekend's normally quite positive and quite strong, but we might see the opposite of that. I mean, we've got 5 waves up. We're just toying with the top here, that's all. So in a nutshell, we've got 5 waves here. So after 5 waves, we should see some sort of correction that can pull back to 35, but also may just pull back to 38. And also with the 38 as well, we've got group 2 in there, 65, 72 and 80. So 36,000 and 500. That would be the lower end of group 2. So we could just pop that in there, 36,500. That would be that group 2 area there. So that's where we are. So in retrospect, the thing is that we are bullish. The market is bullish. It's at 40,000. It should have some type of correction there. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that it's got the classic trading levels pattern. It's got the arrival, the reaction. We're looking for the first high above the level and then the ABC. Now, I don't know if it's going to pull down to the 61.8% or to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree or something of that nature and then push up again from that point. But if you were going to buy back in this box here, I would consider that quite safe because of the 5 waves that we have here. Now, if it is a wave Bs can get big and ugly, so that could be a bit of a problem there as well. But yeah, buying back in this box here would be absolutely fine. Just turn it green. Okay, so I think I'll just leave it at that. It's not a, you know, it's not a big deal that we're going through here. Everything's pretty straightforward. You know, the market is stalling at 4. If the market was just going to burn straight through, then it wouldn't have reacted from the 40 here. So it's taken all the wind out of the sails, so to speak. So because it reacted here, then it's likely that we're going to get this pattern because it reacted at the level here, you know, and now we're going for the first high above the level. So it started this pattern, so it should continue this pattern. It's not like the overshoot pattern where it hasn't stopped here. You know, it actually stopped here and reversed here. So it didn't have the power to go all the way through there. So I think we're looking at this particular pattern here. So yeah, we're about here at the moment. So we'll push up and then we'll see that. So the idea is to buy here and buy over here and build in on this side of the trend, you know. So if you draw a line straight through the middle here, then that's this half and then this half here. It's good to break problems down. So this is where we want to be building, you know, in over here. So anyway, we'll see how this goes, and if I need to put out a video over the weekend, I will, if I can see that we've got an ABC pattern here for this. Okay, so that's it. So I'll just leave it at that. Bitcoin's leading, so Ethereum is following. Ethereum and the index need to push up higher here, which they're just doing now. So if I was looking at this here, I'd be looking at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. So we'd be looking at, you know, we'd be doing something like that. So that could take Bitcoin, you know, the time that does that could actually take Bitcoin a fair bit high, couldn't it actually? So it's probably worth a bit of a long trade here. So will it take us to 42? Could take us to 43. But the other point that I need to make too is that let's say I've made a complete ass of myself and this market just keeps going straight up there, and I've got everybody thinking that it's going to pull back, so they buy here and they miss out. So in that case, what I do is I look, because this 43 is the top of minor group 1 of 40, then if we get a classic trading levels pattern here, so the arrival, the reaction, the same thing here, that first high above the level, then that's where we would go long from here. That's where you would need to add to, you know, if building in at my limit again with things. So yeah, so if I'm wrong and the market just continues up, then look for a classic trading levels pattern on top of 43, and then continue, and then look and also build in on top of 45 as well. Add on 45, you could probably add on 44 as well. Just keep building from that if that becomes the support there, because if that becomes the support, it's not going to come back here. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the weekend. Cheers.